Hi baddies, welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you don't know me, my name is Neeti. We post everything self-development, confidence, relationships on this channel. So if you're not subscribed, subscribe right now. So it's come to my attention that it's getting freaking cold outside. I don't know if you guys live in like North America or you're living like somewhere where it's getting kind of cold. I live in Toronto, so it's mid-October. It's gonna be winter. It's already freezing cold here. I know it's not winter yet, it's fall, okay? Like, I know I'm a little extra, but I wanted to make a video about being kind of single during cuffing season, which is literally, at least in North America, like the winter fall time is like cuffing season. Basically it's cuffing season because it's like cold out, you're not really going out as much, not being as social. You're kind of just like inside in your bed, on your couch, eating, just chilling, hibernating. And it's called cuffing season because people are just staying inside with their significant other or their boo, and there's not really like as much kind of going on just because it's so cold. And I know some people probably think this is really dumb, but like it actually, you start to notice that like a lot of people are kind of like with their significant other during this like cuffing season or this like winter time. And if you're single like me, which I'm single too, it's just a little lonely. Like, I hate to admit it, but it is. Like, for example, I'm single by choice, meaning I'm like not purposefully in a relationship just because I'm like choosing to like learn to be happy alone right now. But whether you're single because of choice or because of just like you just haven't met anybody yet, or maybe you're fresh out of a breakup, we are going to talk about how we're going to get through the winter and actually enjoy the winter, even though it is like cuffing season and winter season. So the first thing that I wanted to talk about was kind of just accepting it. I know this sounds super basic, but I used to kind of fight with this. And like literally, if you just want this process to be easier for you, you just have to accept it. Just accept the fact that, you know what, it's winter time, it's Christmas time, there's a lot of romantic things going out. Maybe all your friends have relationships, but in this winter season or this season of my life, even if it's not winter, I am single. And you know what? I know that it's not going to be the easiest thing. There probably are going to be times where I'm a little bit lonely, and you know what? Like, that's okay. I think that when you just like accept that it's not going to be the easiest thing and it will be lonely at times, you're just going to make the process so much easier for you. Whereas if you're trying to fight it and you're like, no, I'm not lonely. And maybe what you might do is you might try to like really fill your time because you don't want to feel like that loneliness, like not even one day during the whole winter season. And like that's something that I used to do. Like I would literally be like, no, I don't want to feel lonely at all during this season, like not even one day, because I hate that feeling. So I'm just gonna like really fill my time with like something every single day, whether it's friends or whether it would be like a date or whether it's just like being busy with work and stuff, so that I don't have to feel like that. Genuinely, I've learned, like literally take it from me, if you just accept that, you know what, it's gonna be a little lonely some days. This is just the phase that I am in my life. It'll be a lot easier. And one thing I want you to remind yourself every time when you're having those thoughts and you're like, oh, but is it gonna be like this forever? Because I used to be like that too. Like I would literally be like, oh, it's just my phase, but oh my God, what if this is what it is forever? Like what if sometimes it feels like, oh, I'm just gonna be alone forever. And you're like, who knows? Like, you know, this could just be my life. Remind yourself that you are not gonna be single forever. You're not. This is a phase of your life where during this winter season, maybe this year, maybe for a couple years, you are a single. And don't look at it as something that's like so horrible. Not every winter of your life, your whole entire life, from childhood where you meant to maybe be in a relationship, like that's not uncommon. And look at it in the way of like, think of it like, twist it like this, like, okay, out of my whole entire life, maybe it's gonna be like 100 years, I'm probably only gonna be single for, let's say, you know, like out of my 20s, maybe like half of my 20s. Who knows, right? But you're not going to be single for the rest of your life. You will be getting married, you will have kids, you will probably not be alone for majority of the winters and the cuffing seasons of your life. So look at it that way, that like this is just like a small portion of your life that you have to go through. And I think that when you reframe it like that, you look at it as like, oh, look at it like this, like, oh my God, you know what? I'm in my 20s. Maybe I only have 2 more years of like being single, period. Meaning maybe I only have 2 more winters of like being alone during cuffing season. Look at it like that and you might be like, okay, but why would you want to be alone during cuffing season? Maybe I could be using this time that I'm not going out and I'm not super busy and it's cold inside, so we're inside, to like work on something that I've been working on. Maybe there's like a bunch of hobbies that I now have like a couple extra nights a week because I don't have a relationship that I can do. Like for example, I grew up as a dancer. I kind of stopped dancing. I now take heels classes and dance classes in the city of Toronto. Like it's kind of something that like I don't get to do often, but like now that like I do probably have like extra nights free, and it's winter and there's not as much going on, like I can go once a week and take my dance class. Now, when I have a relationship, when I'm married, for example, when I have like kids running around the house and I have a job to manage, who knows where I'll be living, will I probably have time once a week to go to those dance classes? Probably not. You have so much more time. Maybe you've been always interested in baking and it's winter time, and you know, this is the perfect time to like explore with baking. Maybe you've always been interested in cooking, something I've actually always been interested in, but I just really never like had all the time and like days and like a whole night to just like try a new recipe, and I can't do that. Reframe it in the sense of like, you know what? I get a couple years where maybe I am single during winter. Why don't I use all this time for all myself? Like think of it as like this is the most selfish time that you're probably ever gonna get, because you're also not as busy like doing things out, that you get to just like learn more about yourself. And that kind of does take me to my second part, which I kind of already touched on it, but keeping a little bit busy during the winter season I think also does help. Now there's obviously two extremes. Like I'm prefacing this because I was on the other extreme of like keeping myself way too busy so that I don't ever have to feel lonely. Like I would just make plans every single day with friends, with other people, so that I'm never sitting by myself during the winter or the summer even. But I think that what a lot of people do is, I feel like most people are on the other side of the spectrum of like they are just kind of bored. Like it's cuffing season once again. I said it's cold, it's not as much going on, everybody's inside, maybe it's a freaking snowstorm, maybe life is just slowed down, and it probably can get really lonely if like you are staying inside like 7 days a week, you know? And I'm not saying to avoid that loneliness, but it's probably not gonna help you if you like literally don't have anything to look forward to, if you don't have any other things that you're doing. Whether it's hobbies, like maybe you have once a week like something that you do, maybe working out even though it's cold, maybe, you know, the dopamine that you're getting from that is helping you. Maybe it's going to your local book club, like I don't know, like whatever makes you happy. Like I think strategically place things in the winter time that can make you happier. Like I have a routine about going to the gym. Like I go to my gym even though it's freezing cold in the mornings, and I get myself my favorite drink there, and I kind of have something to look forward to, and then like I work from there, and then I come home. Like it gets me kind of like out. I also do think that like at least one of the weeknights, like Friday or Saturday, I do kind of spend with my friends, whether it's a really nice dinner, even though it's freezing cold outside. Sometimes I actually don't want to go. Whether it's a nice dinner, whether it's going out, whether it's just like a chill girls' night, whether it's like an activity, I do try to keep either Friday or Saturday, one of the weekend nights, free to hang out with my friends. If you are just gonna sit inside, that loneliness is just gonna keep festering, I think, in your head. You're gonna keep ruminating, and it's just gonna kind of like get lonelier and lonelier. And that doesn't mean surround your time with men or surround them with dates. Maybe you are dating, you know, do that, but like definitely fulfill your life where you're feeling connection through other things. So maybe you're feeling connection through your friendships. Maybe you're feeling connection through seeing family. And you know what? I understand not everybody's circumstances is like that. Like especially, let's say you just moved to grad school and you're in a new city. Okay, maybe you are in your undergrad and you're in a new city and you don't have like, you know, your close friends and you don't have your family around you. Joining new programs where like you are just surrounded by like other people, you're meeting new people. Maybe it's like a local like girls' night. Like we have like these little Desi girl nights in Toronto. Sometimes I'll go to like these new like kind of like DJ sets for Indian music, Indian kind of like Afro house music. It's not really been my thing, but like I've been meeting a lot of people that like I feel like are like part of my community, or like minded Indian, and like that makes me feel like part of something. Another really big thing is if you don't have people around you, and I get it, girl, like I have been in times where I don't feel like I've had physically a lot of people around me. I think especially when I moved away from home, like first year university, like long time ago, I felt like that. FaceTimes, phone calls. We have literally are in a generation now where like you can feel connected so easily, and sometimes like I literally will just have like a scheduled FaceTime call with one of my girls. Like I have a really good friend who lives in Vancouver, and literally talking to her, like we could talk for 7 hours, but it's literally therapy. And like, yeah, we're both busy with our lives, but maybe once every 2 weeks, like we literally have like a FaceTime call where we're on the phone for 2-3 hours, and I look forward to that all day because I know that I'm gonna hear about her life, she's gonna hear about my life, and I just feel like connected to her. There really is no excuse for isolating yourself. Be connected to your friends and family. I said earlier, like, you know, keep yourself busy, and you have to just really like accept that this is it. Now, the other thing I wanted to kind of talk about is I know that there's going to be a lot of people who are listening to this who are like, Neeti, I have been single, okay? It's not like, oh my god, this is my first year single during cupping season and this is my second year single during winter time. Maybe you're like, girl, I have been single for a winter after winter after winter and it's getting to me. And for that, I understand, like, it can get a lot more frustrating because you're like, you're not really looking at it from the lens that I was saying of like, oh, I get this time, because you're like, I've had this time. I've explored my hobby. And I think that, like, what you can do when you're in that phase is, of course, like, you probably, I'm going to reiterate that, like, you should say, you know what, maybe my journey and my destiny is that I get 7 years of winter season alone. You know, and other people maybe only get a couple years, accepting that, you know, maybe this is your journey and looking at it like, well, I still get, like, you know, these 7 years to really, maybe I want to start a new business. Maybe I want to research something I've never researched. Maybe there's movies that I never got to watch that I get to watch again. Look at it like your time will come. You know, I don't like to hear people who lose hope and just kind of say like, oh, this is just gonna be my life forever. I'm just gonna get used to it now. If you're not like me and you're like, oh, I really want to be married, I really want to have kids, like I want that stage of my life, then okay. But I think majority of us, like, if you're watching this video, probably do want it. And look at it like, you know what? It's just not my time yet. It's just not my time yet. When I am meant to meet my right person, when Mr. Right, when my soulmate, when my perfect person is meant to come in my life at the right time, they will come. And if that means that this winter season, they're not here yet, then it is what it is. Once again, you're surrendering. And then you can kind of be like, it is what it is. And so what can I do to make it better? Can I sit there every single night and cry over the fact that I'm single? No. Do we want to sit there and watch romantic movies every night and cry about how we're lonely? No. Do we want to watch people's Instagram stories who are at the Christmas market doing cute couple things every day? Maybe not. I personally, like, when I'm in this mood of like, oh my god, I feel lonely, oh my god, it's cuffing season, oh my god, I know that I'm like a little not loving it, like, I don't really go out of my way to watch romantic movies. Like, it's not that I'm angry, it's not that I'm spiteful, I just like know that sitting there and wishing that, oh my god, I had a love like that, or oh my god, I had somebody to spend winter with and watch this cute romantic Christmas movie, like, it's just not gonna do me good right now, you know? So there's certain things that I'll avoid to like make myself feel worse, but that doesn't also mean like just avoid feeling it. That's another thing that I would literally do. Don't avoid just being lonely in general, like feel it out. If I'm lonely today and I feel like it, sit with the feeling of loneliness, and it is what it is. It is what it is. I can't believe I just admitted that. Yeah, I don't really like watching romance, especially during this season. Yeah, and also I wanted to like touch on a little bit like the girls and the guys who this is their first winter and their first cupping single. Maybe you've been somebody who's in a relationship for freaking 10 years and you're like, I don't know how to do this. Like, I've been in a relationship, maybe it's been 7 years, maybe it's your whole adolescent life, you know, maybe you've been in a relationship since high school and this is your first single winter, maybe you're divorced, like who knows. This is probably not going to be easy because, you know, you're seeing a lot of couples, it's Christmas time, it's family time, it's cute couple time. It's cuffing season and you're probably not used to it. And the only thing I can say is that, yeah, like this time it will probably feel a little lonely. I'm not going to sit there and say, oh, it won't. It might be a little bit different. You probably will be having memories of the things you do with your partner during this time, whether it's Christmas, whether it's fall, whether it's whatever cute date, like New Year's, like whatever it is. I think that you have to accept that you're stepping into a new era of your life. That means it's not easy, that means it's hard for you, and this might be one of the harder things. So just know that, you know, I might be a little sensitive this cupping season. I might be a little sad, I might be thinking of my partner a lot because I'm not used to it. Maybe because a lot of memories are going to be coming back and I'm seeing a lot of couples around and I just have a lot more time to myself. Once again, I always believe that everything is a journey. I think that if you are single for the first time in a long time during this season, it's a blessing in the sense that you are getting a lot of time self to reflect maybe on your life, to reflect on relationships, what went well, what went bad, do I love myself, am I happy with myself, what's working in my life, what's not working in my life. And you're actually being gifted that time right now during winter season when there's less going on for you. And so almost like try to look at it with that lens instead of like, oh my god, I'm miserable and like this is super lonely and I miss my ex. Yeah, I think try to look at it like that. Once again, do all the things that I suggested, you know, try to make things that you look forward to every week. Keep your life scheduled, keep it busy, but not too busy, of course, like we're not distracting ourselves. I'm sure you have other people in your life, like you have friendships, you have family members, or you have me, you know, watch my YouTube videos all day. You have people in your life that you do feel connected to. I think really rely on that, you know, and I'm sure like if they're close enough with you, they will understand that this is a hard season for you. And so maybe we lean on that. Maybe get that connection, like that source of connection is just moving from a partner, spreading out around family and friends, and you're still getting that. That's how I kind of think of it. Okay, I really hope that this is helpful. I know I'm posting this a little early, but I feel like it's because I was already kind of, my loneliness creeping up because it was just like Thanksgiving. It's like fall, like, you know, I don't know. It's not that I haven't been single before. I think this is just the singlest I've ever been. I always had like some person in my phone, and this is like really the first time that I just am really by myself. But those are the kind of things that I'm doing to kind of get myself through this. I feel like I'll give like a little winter update on this that I'll learn. But for now, if you liked my video, please like, comment, subscribe, watch my other videos. You can also follow me on TikTok and Instagram. I post similar uplifting, more lighthearted content there. And leave some comments on what you guys would like to see in my video. Okay, love you guys. Bye.